right, hey everybody, Conscious of Economics and Urban Farm Project. Today we have a farm project tip, couple tips for you. And we can see the chemtrails, super horrible. Horrid and horrendous today. Over there, oh look, over there, look at all that, oh yeah. Anyway, we have, in case people don't know, we have massive solar flares going on. I mean, like epic ones. So I could see why they're spraying, because they got to cool things down. And yeah. So anyway, I just want to show you beautifulness. Oh, look at that. So beautiful. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Beautiful, 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 beautiful little apple blossoms. Oh, look at that. All right. Anyway, so a couple tips for trees, okay? So you should shovel, right? Shovel the dirt kind of on the outside of the tree, just to see how hard packed the dirt is. Means if the harder it is, the more mulch you need. You should compost your trees every year. You can get some manure. Try to stay away from overused manure that has like a lot of horse urine or cow urine in it. That stuff needs to set in piles for like 10 years to get the acid down. But compost is good, and make sure it's good compost. You know, I was at Moana Nursery here in Reno, and I went out back to look at their compost because I have to recommend to some of my clients right now, you know, where to go and what compost to get. So I actively go around and check it all. So they had dirt, which they called compost or whatever else. I mean, I got in a fight with a guy over there. I'm like, look, dude, I'm biodynamic. I, make my own compost. Like, I know what compost should look like. I'm the master. So, and yours looks like dirt. So, I'm not having any of my clients pay you for dirt. But you want to get a good compost. And you can even make like a little barrier around your tree, like square, round, or whatever else. And then fill it up. Like 5 inches. I'd say, maybe 4 feet, 5 inches. You could do like a 4x4 and 5 inches high. And then also mulch is really important, because you don't have the things that are unseen and in the ground that eat stuff and turn things into soil and nutrient. They need stuff to eat. That's why in the forest you see a lot of base ground of stuff falling. And then all the trees and the beings, that you don't see, chew it all up and formulate it into food, nutritious food. So also water. If you're hitting that dirt and you can't dig down around the tree, like, a couple feet from the tree, and it's super hard and impacted and it's dry, please water your trees in spring. So a lot of times what happens with fruit trees is that they don't get enough nutrient, they don't get enough compost, and the other thing is like they don't get enough water right out the gate. I mean, if you've had like a really wet winter, but I'm talking about like desert. So, test them, look and see if they need the water. If you dig down like 5 inches and it's hard and dry, you better water those bad boys. Even if you don't have your water turned on yet, hit them hard with a little bit of water so that they can flower. Because sometimes they may not even have enough water to actually flower. Not enough nutrient and not enough water. If your fruit looks terrible, it's probably because your trees need some nutrient. I mean, that's their job, is to grow fruits, even vegetables and things like that. But it doesn't mean that they actually have the quality, supplements, nutritional supplements they need in order to do the whole job. Okay, so that's that. So I wanted to give you kind of a tip today. I'm sorry I'm turning you sideways and up and down and all kinds of different directions. But we're going over here. And let's see. So we're going to be working on this guy, a catnip. And what I'm doing is, you know, for some of my clients, I went and found some really good stuff, some organic, non-hybrid medicinal plants. And so I'm starting off with people. What I could find was, and I like them organic because then I can go in and I can pull the leaves off. See that? And eat it. Nom, 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 catnip. Catnip is good. Really good for humans. And you can look it up. If I got time, I'll post articles like what these herbs are good for that I'm planting today. Maybe do a blog with it. How's that sound? And, you know, general catnip is super good for pain, nervine, helps with nerves, memory. Lemon balm, another beautiful, beautiful plant. All these plants too, you could give to children. Whoop. You can create like just a little elixir waters. I also got him a beautiful rosemary. I like the really fat rosemary leaves. So I get those kind because those are so good for so many amazing things as well. And here comes you know who. She's tracking something. All right. Alrighty, so I also got them, let's see, because I'm getting people good, easy to work herbs that you can use simply and easily for people and animals and kids. And also that are good for your compost, you know, when you want to compost them. And you can utilize them in waters or a hot tea, make a sun tea with them. And when they're dried, you can dry them. So you have them for the winter too, which is awesome. Then I also got a non-hybrid peppermint, a non-hybrid marjoram. And then, what else did I get? Rosemary, peppermint. Yep, I think that's it. And I'm looking for a ingestible lavender and some Tulsi, holy basil. And these people will have really good small little herb crop. So let's talk about the plant. And let's talk about transplants, right? Plants don't like to be felt up by human hands because wherever their little skin's going to pull, excuse me, lemon balm stuck in my throat. The plants don't really, after you plant them and you want to touch them and talk to them, that's one thing. But when you're actually transplanting them, you want to touch them as little as possible. I like gloves that I use for, you know, because they have DNA and hormones of soil and other plants, which these guys are more familiar with. If I start touching them and I grab them at their base here and I pull, they're going to get some human hormones in there. And then it could make them a little wonky, right? It could make them a little confused. So wait to touch them a whole lot after you plant them. So how would I take this guy out then? Well, I'm going to take his little catnipy dude out. And then I like to squish really hard, or in some cases you can cut, you know, cut these open. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my hand out because don't really want to touch the stems of these or any kind of food transplants, you know, especially things that you want to get a fruit from, because you don't want those human hormones going in and really confusing it and messing it up. So get it out, and I'm not gonna, unless it's super overgrown, I'm not gonna tear apart its roots. But you see how I did that? Just slipped him right out, and then that way I'm not pulling on him. I'm not putting in any suggestions like, you know, human hormones. And some plants really kind of get really grouchy about human hormones. And I mean, seeds are different, but you know, when you're dealing with just transplants, you want to make sure that, you know, you touch them as little as possible until they can get started. And you know, try to find organic herbs, right? And then taste them. See if you like them. Like I did buy an organic hybrid, a mint apple, and I also got a hybrid, a mint orange. I really like the orange. It'd be so great to put some leaves in with like a black tea for the summer, or even in the winter would be great. So yeah, so if you go to the places where the organic ones are, they're going to be a little more expensive, but you can taste them right away and chew on them and see if you're in agreement with them, if you like them. Don't just buy them to buy them. And if they're not organic, then, you know, the soil they're in, the plant has a lot of bad fertilizers and pesticides on it, and I would not recommend eating them for a really, really long time. Okay, that's it. Hopefully these tips help, and I'll talk to you later. Bridgette Lindalgoff, Urban Farm Project. Woo woo! Season's on.